I'm Dr. Lisa Merchant, and I am here to talk to you about my article, How Couples Desist from Domestic Violence. Essentially, this study uses grounded theory methods to answer the question, how do couples stop being violent? So I interviewed 15 couples who had a history of domestic violence, the majority of which had been violence-free for at least 2 years, about that process, about how change happened. And so essentially, this is what I found. I found that desistance began with some sort of turning point. This turning point was a combination of an event and a gut check. The event could be anything. It could be a separation, it could be a miscarriage, or maybe adopting a child. It could be the kids seeing violence for the first time, a death in the family, some sort of religious experience. There were several things, several of these events that basically led either the perpetrator or the victim or both to ask themselves, where's this relationship headed, and do I want this relationship? This led couples to a decision to change. The vast majority of couples in the study were able to change together, which essentially involved getting on the same page about where the relationship was headed and what they wanted for themselves and what they just wanted for the relationship. They did this through deep conversations, and the victim started also noticing initial changes, maybe things that the perpetrator was doing differently that he had never done before, that kind of gave them hope that change, this time it's for real, right? So essentially, once couples were able to get on the same page and make this decision to change, they started doing things differently. And this involved 3 different things. First, it involved giving up the fast life, which was basically ending drug and alcohol use, or at least reducing it significantly. It also involved focusing on themselves. So whereas previously they had maybe spent a lot of time, critiquing their partner, wanting to know where their partner was going, or just over-focusing on their partner, they really started focusing on themselves and kind of where they were. So they started doing things to try to get their life together. They went back to school, or they got better jobs, or they started workout routines, or just whatever they needed to do to kind of take care of themselves. They also used this to kind of examine their own life and their own history and what they called taking out the trash. So, for example, if they had anger management issues, they tried to address their anger management issues, or they tried to renew their faith, or just kind of do the things that they needed to do to kind of get rid of some of this junk from the past. Then a third thing that they started doing is they changed the way they handled conflict. So they learned how to walk away. They stopped, pushing each other's buttons. They learned how to kind of compromise or even accept kind of each other for who they are. And so these 3 things, making changes in these 3 areas, led to desistance. But not just desistance. It also led to growing trust, commitment, stability, and relationship satisfaction. So, anywho, that is the model in a nutshell. I hope you will read the rest of the article, and thanks so much.